know y'all probably used to hearing this fucking voice, right? Some of y'all. Don't be scared, shit. I ain't gonna do nothing.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's Michael King with the Chakra Network, and we're live all the way from Virginia in DreamCon. Good to meet you, first of all. My first question for you is, what inspired you to pursue a career in voice acting in the first place?
Well, voice acting is something that it just kind of fell in my lap. I mean, I was never like pursuing to be a actor or a voice actor.
Right.
And a lot of the things that came to me as far as the acting world, the film world, you know, anything dealing with movies or voice acting, video games, it come through a friend of mine named DJ Pooh. DJ Pooh is a well-known dude that I think do not get his flowers like he should get them because he's a extraordinary guy, man, as far as music, movies, or whatever, man. You know, he gave a lot of people their shots in this entertainment world, you know. He's one of the co-writers of the classic movie Friday. He also, as far as the movie The Wash, I don't know if y'all ever saw that with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
That was me in there. I played Face, the kidnapper. I was a little chunkier. Yeah, that was me. So he just gave, you know, like, man, come try it out, and gave me a role where I could be myself. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
You know, quit saying my name on the phone, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, DJ Pooh is the man, man. That's my brother. That's my brother for life, man. You know, I talk to him almost every day. He called me for this, for Grand Theft Auto 5 to come and audition. And I turned it down like 2-3 times, man. Man, I'm doing something else. I don't have time for that, Pooh, because at the time they told me it was a video game called Paradise. So, you know, of course, if they would have said Grand Theft Auto 5, I'd have said, shit, I'm cutting. I could have been in the middle of a real robbery and been like, you know what? You can have all your shit back. Let me go rush to this audition. So he called me for it. I turned it down several times, but he ended up getting me there, convincing me to get there. And thank God I made it. You know what I'm saying? I finally went because I ended up getting picked, and
Heck yeah.
and it worked out. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
how my pursuit came to be this voice actor of Franklin Clinton.
Right.
How you doing, man? Adrian from the Chakra Network, and people refer to you as Solo, right?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. That's a dope nickname. So my question for you is, who are some of your biggest influences, or what are some of your biggest influences in both acting and music?
Man, influences, man. You know, acting, I was always like a big Denzel Washington fan.
Okay.
You know, even though I never was pursuing to be an actor, but Denzel Washington just always just brought it home with everything he did, you know. So as far as influence, as far as that, in the video game world, my cousin CJ, that plays CJ in San Andreas, his name is Melee, and this is my real cousin. So when he did it with Rockstar before, you know what I'm saying, it just like, you know, because a lot of people might not know I did some voices in San Andreas. I went in and just gave extra voices for San Andreas. So when he did San Andreas and did CJ, I mean, who would ever thought 20 plus years later that I would land the role to be Franklin? And it's weird, but timing is everything, and the stars always align themselves when they need to, you know. So as far as the inspirations and stuff like that, man, it's a very small group of people that do that for me. Like I said, this is just something that fell in my hand, and I ended up perfecting it. It took some time, trust me, because there's a story behind this. We'll be here forever talking about it.
Okay. And another question I have is, are you a huge anime fan? And if so, what are some of your favorite anime?
Well, as far as being a huge anime fan, I would want to say yeah, because I do a lot of Comic-Cons, and I've seen a lot of things all over the world. You know, like, I go everywhere, like, you know, because the rest of us, you know, it's me, the Michael character, the Trevor character, which is Stephen Ogg and Ned Luke. We always doing Comic-Cons together. So at every Comic-Con, I'm always seeing the anime part of it, and sometimes we be the judges to it. And it's just tripped out sometimes when you see people be spot on, you know what I'm saying, to a Wonder Woman, a Spider-Man, or anything like that. Now, as far as the things that I don't know about, like the Pokemons and other things, I'm learning. I'm learning. You know, I won't lie to none of y'all saying, oh yeah, I know about Choo Choo or Capukio or anything like that. I just said some names that I don't even know about, but I don't want to lie about that. But as far as being a fan of it, yeah, because I feel like it takes a lot to dress up like this person and come out here and walk it like you talk it. You know what I'm saying? And stick your chest out and believe that you're that person. So yeah, I'm a fan of theirs. Yeah.
Hi,
definitely.
I'm Duchess. I'm doing press for Soul City. I want to take a moment to speak about not Solo, but Shawn.
Yeah.
And so you talked a little bit about that audition. I want you to go back and just tell us a little bit more about your first audition ever and like what were you feeling, what was going through your head up until where you are now. I want to hear part of that.
Well, the first audition, it wasn't hard. For a lot of people I was seeing, they were nervous. But when I got up there, it was a small room I walked in, and it was a few guys, a few white guys from England and stuff. So it was real different. And they handed me a piece of paper that said, "Can you read this name?" And the name was actually Deshawn. And they was like, "Could you read what we want you to say and then say it back in the camera like that camera back there?" And I'm sitting here, and you got a person sitting where you at, and they read some lines like, "Hey, so you ready to go?" And then I have to respond what it says on the paper. You know what I'm saying? But I pretty much read the lines of what they were saying and was like, you know what, man, I ain't gonna use that. Let's go. And he read his lines, and I just spit off anything came to my head, and I guess it made them say, hell yeah, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because I just went off, hell yeah. Shit, I'm ready to rob the motherfucking place. Look, you going to go over here, I'm going to go around the back, and I'll meet you in the front. Don't play with these motherfuckers. It was something simple like that. And I guess it landed, got me here to this day, you know what I'm saying? And what was the other part of the question? I forgot.
No, you're perfectly fine. I was asking you to tell us a little bit more about that experience. I'll ask a follow-up to that, right? So with you being a black male in this space, can you tell me a little bit more about what your experience has been? It doesn't have to even be on the negative side, negative and positives. Like what would you, if you had to summarize it, what would you say your experience has been?
It's been good. As far as being a black male, that's why I was so eager to come here. It was like a forceful thing when I found out that I had an opportunity to come here. And for Rockstar to make me, be available to put me in a position to get here. It was kind of late, but they got me here. And, hey, man, I just want to be around more of us, you know what I'm saying? Because I do these Comic-Cons, like I say, a lot of time. And it's not always us. It's like we be a few sprinkles in a whole plate of salt. And it's hard. Sometimes it's hard because me being me, I'm on a positive side, but I'm still a hood nigga at the end of the day. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I say nigga, or am I wrong? Okay, but I'm still a hood dude at the end of the day. So when I'm out here in this world of the others, they support me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they don't support and they don't like, but you do spot the sprinkle of salt that acts another kind of way. Like, I don't fuck with you, like that type of stuff. But I'm keen enough to see it now over the years, and I learn how to adapt to it and move on past it and not let it bother me. You know what I'm saying? So being here, I feel good. I'm being honest, and it's not a black or white thing because at the end of the day, it takes both of us, to make the world spin. So, but it's good to be amongst my own people, sometime, So hopefully I'll come back here next year.
Taylor Staten with the Chakra Network also. So you have that acting background and you have the voice acting background.
Yeah.
What was the feeling like seeing yourself on the screen and then seeing your voice acting, being animated and you get to watch that? So is there like a different type of feeling when you're like watching yourself on the screen as in the movie acting, as a feeling as when you're watching yourself being animated and you're seeing what they're doing with your voice and things like that?
Well, it's a total different feel, but it takes a person to be a good actor to fall into both of them. I never consider myself as an actor. I say this all the time, man. A lot of people at Rockstar, a lot of people, my co-partners, my co-actors, they got tired of me saying that. Like, man, I'm not an actor because I'll fuck up on some of the scripts. And I was always running to that excuse like, but I'm not an actor, dog, so y'all got to give me a pass for messing up. You know what I'm saying? But it's natural. Because in a movie, the only big two differences is in a movie, when I've done a movie, you got your clothes on. You have your whole, ambiance going on. You in a real car and you doing everything, and then you feel good because you have this. I'm in my clothes and I got a real gun sitting right here, and they say and action, and you start off and you mess up, and they say cut, and then they say pick it up from right there. Okay, we're gonna go back and action, and you pick it up from that part where you messed up at. Well, in the video game world, you have a motion caption suit on. See, y'all, a lot of people get the differences of thinking that being a voice actor, you're just sitting in a booth with a mic and a bunch of papers, and you just lending your voice. We're performers. We put a motion caption suit on with the whole hookup with wires coming from us, so we got all these balls on us, and when you look up on the screen and you see your character up there, you move your fingers, he's moving his fingers. And when he twists his body, he's twisting his body. So it's a big difference, you know what I'm saying? Because you sitting like in a chair like this, and you holding on a fake steering wheel, and you have to imagine, your mind has to leave out of the real world and fall into this animation world. And you have to just fall into that, I'm in a real car. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to translate this for the video game to be real and feel good. So it's a big difference, because when you mess up on your lines in the video game world, I can have 3 pages of script, and I can run all 2 pages. We running dialogue back and forth and mess up the last word on the last page, and they say cut, and all of a sudden you got to take it back to the top. You can't say cut and pick it up from there. You know what I'm saying? You have to go back to the top, because it's perfection. It's a different perfection from movies and a different perfection in the video game world. It's 2 different worlds, but they all twine into the same shit, bro. So I know what it feel like to be in both of them. One is a little bit, you have to get it and get it going, and once you get it, you're going to be like, yeah. And the other one, you can slide through it. Because I actually, real quick, before we move on to the next question, real quick, I actually had quit a couple of times, like, man, I can't do this shit. And the great director we have, he don't like his name said a lot, because he's a great director, and me and him is good friends, so I'm gonna keep his name unknown. He's a great director for Rockstar Games. If you guys know, y'all know, but I'm not gonna say it. But he pulled me to the side and was like, man, trust me, you're gonna wanna do this. So we picked you for a reason. Stick it out. We're going to work with you. You're going to want to do this. Now, remember, I said I was working on another whole different name of a game. I didn't get told it was Grand Theft Auto till almost a year later. So they was telling me a game called Paradise. So I was like, man, fuck this. I quit. I don't want to do this. I'm going to go back to the hood and do what I do best. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a dude from the hood, man. Like, really from the hood. You know what I'm saying? And they talked me into it, and then a year or so later, it started sneaking out, Grand Theft Auto, and I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. I'm glad I stayed around here. Shit, hey, let's go. Shit. My acting just went from where my voice acting skills, performer, went from here to here. Because you got to remember, I'm in a motion caption suit, and it's called performance. So anything you see Franklin doing, his running, that's me. His fighting, all the moves, that's me. Everything you see, we had to do it. Yeah. We wasn't just sitting in the booth reading from a mic to a piece of paper. Yeah. No, we were performing all of that. So anything you see us doing in the whole game, we had to do. That's why it takes so long to make a game. So y'all be patient with whatever else they got coming out, man. It takes time.
That's for sure.
Giannis Banks with the Grapevine. I know you also had a rap career.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned DJ Pooh, who, yes, is one of the great producers who doesn't get a lot of credit for what he do. Since we just are, I guess, 51 years now in hip-hop, who are your top 5 producers, and do you see yourself getting back in the studio and doing some more tracks?
Nah, I ain't getting back in no studio, man. I'm too old for it now, bro. I know they say, yeah, you never too old for that, but I'm moved on past that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, be honest with you. Sure. But as far as the producers, man, DJ Pooh is number 1 to me. DJ Pooh is number 2 to me. DJ Pooh is my man. That's my guy. So as far as other production, you know, I mean, y'all know there's some great producers out here. You got DJ Mustard is one of the great ones. Pharrell, You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre for sure, for sure. I know y'all seen that. If y'all played the video game, the online pack, I did a whole new one called The Contract with Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is phenomenal. Trust me. If you really want to know, I don't have to say 5. I can just say 2, and it's Dr. Dre and DJ Pooh. You know, because I'm a West Coast dude to the heart, homie. Dr. Dre is for sure my guy. Next.
All right, how you doing? My name's Todd. I do the Anime Way. So my
I
question is
could
gonna be.
say it again.
My
from
name's
where?
Todd. It's gonna be from the Anime Way.
The Anime Way?
Yeah,
Okay.
the Anime Way. So you already know the question is gonna be anime specific. I already know you said earlier you watch it, but not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my question for you is, when you were growing up, what would be an anime that you would think is nostalgic, something that you would recommend to your kids or family members?
When I was growing up,
Yeah.
a character, an anime type of
Yeah, any anime character. What you would.
man. When I was growing up, man, I was a humongous man. It was 3 people that I was. I'm way older than y'all, bro. Y'all probably everybody in here can be my kid, bro. I know I look good for my age, but it is what it is. You know, I mean, you know what it is. But I was a big Incredible Hulk fan, man. Lou Ferrigno, man, running home to come see that, man, and breaking my neck as a kid. The Bionic Man. See, y'all don't know nothing about this dude, man. $6 million man. You know what I'm saying? Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? Was top when I was a kid. Superman. You know them kind of characters. Yeah, they were like my
was your
superheroes.
go-tos?
Huh?
Them was your go-tos back then.
Them was my go-tos, man. You know, the real superheroes that they gave to us back in the 70s and the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Respect that.
Yeah, yeah. You know, now y'all have all kind of people that, you know, that's out here now. And, hey, it is what it is. You know, the world is evolving to new shit every day, but you ask for mine. And,
Yeah, specifically you, not everybody else. What you into?
yeah, them people right there, bro.
I respect that. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Hi, Patrick Delva, Urban Anime Lounge. I'm proud to say that I'm an aspiring voice actor myself.
Yeah.
And I've had some commercials that I've done, but I know, like myself and a lot of other people, there's a difference between commercial and what you need to do in terms of networking to be available for opportunities like things like Rockstar and a lot of these other big name companies. I would ask you, what is your advice in terms of networking to help people like myself start to open the door to opportunities like that?
Man, that's a good one, bro, because it all stems back to me saying that I never went to a acting school, or I never went and had an agent or a manager or anybody to put me in that position to learn this craft. Shit, man. I mean, mine came from it's not what you know, it's who you know, because I just happen to know a good friend of mine that pulled me in. But if it's an advice to help people get into it, man, take acting school, go and do, you know, take a voice act, go find voice acting agents, you know what I'm saying? And if you do voice stuff and you're trying to get into voice acting, just do a bunch of reels of shit, man. Do different voices and just do it, you know what I'm saying? And just keep pushing it out and pushing it out, you know, because all it takes is one, you know what I'm saying? So that's the only advice I can give, because I don't know anything else about agencies and schools and that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times, man, knowing the right person is a bonus, you know what I'm saying? So while you here right now, go shake some hands, man. You know, go shake some hands and get to know people and things like that, and let them know what you're doing, because you never know. You might say, hey, man, you know, I'm trying to be an aspiring voice actor and blah, blah, whatever, and this is my name, here go my information, and they liable to say, boom, man, hey, take my number, and next thing you know, you're the next person in GTA 7 or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I do have another follow-up question to that. Since Franklin, what was the process for you trying to mark the difference in relationship between Trevor and Michael in GTA 5, and how did you approach that from an acting standpoint?
As far as the great writing from Rockstar, man, the writers at Rockstar, it was tailor made for me to feel more towards the Michael character. because this is the guy that helped me come from the streets and taught me in a more of a bigger way to make money, you know, meeting him and meeting Lester and them characters, you know, in the video game. Trevor was always a thorn in my ass, but if you really look back at it, Trevor was a headache, but Trevor was the only dude that came to the hood and hung out with us, homie. Think about it. He was the only one. Michael never pulled up on Grove Street. He never pulled up over there. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's my boy and he's my friend in real life, but hey, if I had to pick between either one of them, I'm gonna tell you what I picked as an ending. My first ending pick, I killed Michael. I had to, and then I killed Trevor. Yeah, and then I picked C. The reason, I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why. A lot of people like, damn, no, you didn't. You had to pick C. You had to save everybody. Well, that's a good thing, but you gotta remember, I did acting with these two guys to make a and a B. So I wanted to just see it play out. It wasn't that I genuinely wanted to kill either one of them, but I just picked them, if you ask in my honest opinion. But if I stand down on my honest pick as a great game, I saved them all. I picked C. Thank God they didn't have a D, which would kill me. Franklin don't die.
Shamelessly, I would love to exchange information. Thank you for
Oh, yeah, we definitely will.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Young Deuces from the Geek Set podcast and Watch Mojo.
Yeah.
So you said, one, I love the contract. That was
Yeah.
like one of my favorite. Me and my guys, we online, we do it all the time. So knowing that Dr. Dre has all these unreleased songs, and that the rumor is that a lot of people close to him get to hear Detox, but it's like it's never coming out. Did you get to hear some exclusive records?
Yeah, I got to hear some.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I did. Dre, my boy, man.
Dre, your boy.
Yeah, what up, Dre? That's my dog, man.
And then lastly, so at Watch Mojo, I do the narrations. However, I'm trying to transition to more voice acting and things of that nature. So kind of extension of his question, what advice would you take for somebody who's a year and a half doing narrations, trying to transition to more character work?
Just keep pushing, dog. Just never give up, man. No matter what we doing in life, man, I'm finding out at this age I am, bro, is to never quit. I used to quit at a lot of things because all I was good at is what was not right for me. And a lot of right, what I was doing wrong will catch up to you in the long run. So just keep pushing if you're doing something that's constructively and right. Just keep pushing and keep pushing. If you want to be a voice actor, just keep going after it. Just go after it, dog. Reach out to these companies, you know what I'm saying? Reach out to Rockstar. Reach out to all these other companies. Just keep reaching. You just never know, dog.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we got time for one more question.
Uno mas.
All right. Hi.
Hi.
My name is Kristen. My social media platform is Blurred Sunbae. Very nice to meet you and get to speak with you.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm going to make this quick, even though it's a two-part question. But first off, out of your entire body of work, I know there are always some popular things that people love the most, but are there things that you've done in your work, in your career, that you think, hey, this should get more shine, and like you would always want to tell people about?
I think the top of the mountain of my work is what I did with Rockstar, and I think it's getting more than what it needs. You know what I'm saying? I'm so thankful, man, that I've been blessed to be able to voice that character and see the world like I'm seeing it, and see people across the world, big fans of mine through Rockstar, of me being this character, Franklin. You know what I'm saying? So it can't get no bigger than that, I mean, as far as the acting world, as far as entertainment, but just me making it to be this age, as far as a real person, to get to where I'm at to this day, that's my biggest and my greatest accomplishment, because if I look back at it, I should not be here with the things I did in my life, you know what I'm saying? Walking the wrong streets and the wrong roads, But that lady right there, man, she blessed me, man. It's my beautiful wife back there.
She looks surprised.
She was my savior, you know what I'm saying? Meeting her right there, she was my push, my praying over me when I'm out doing what I shouldn't have been doing, and making sure I got home. So I give it to her, you know what I'm saying, my beautiful family, you know. Me and her been married 27, going on 28 in November. Been with her for a long time, man. One woman right there. So that, as far as personal, but as far as entertainment, GTA, that's my biggest accomplishment.
That's beautiful. And I was just about to ask what you're most proud of in the journey, so that was perfect.
That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Solo,
y'all.
any last words you want to leave with these folks?
No, I just want to say thank y'all for coming out, man, you know, for giving me questions that I can answer. You know, that's what we do as entertainments. We be so eager to give answers to questions because we want to talk about our accomplishments, and things that we did in our life, you know what I'm saying? And without you guys, you know, the podcast and the shows that you guys and the Instagram show that she has, you know, we want to tell you about our experiences and tell y'all the truth of it. So hopefully I answered, you know, the questions pretty much correctly. And I'm doing a panel tomorrow. And if any of y'all available, come, man. I'm gonna open up at the panel, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to preserve some of it, but I just damn near gave y'all my panel answers right now. So y'all got it first, man. Y'all VIP to my panel. So it is what it is, man. So that's it, man. I thank y'all, man, for coming out today.
And thank you, Solo, for joining us and taking the time to spend with us today with the press.
Thank you, DreamCon, for having me, DreamCon.
Baby, I see you hanging with your friends, chillin', day and night for days on end. Now you can't come see me tonight. Say you ain't got the time. I'm the last one you prioritize. Peeping your IG pictures on my phone. I won't spend another night at home.